Michiganders can be a superstitious bunch. We find all sorts of reasons to explain the world around us, sometimes pulling from science, sometimes tradition, and sometimes from our imaginations. What happens when we can't readily explain our experiences? And what happens when a ghost story gets out of hand? Do these legends stem entirely from fantasy? Or are people seeing things no one can truly explain? I'm Krista K. Coburn.
And I'm Kay Gray. Welcome to Haunted Mitten.
Welcome back to Haunted Mitten. Tonight we're taking a little break from the research and talking about a subject our wonderful researcher Jeff, thank you Jeff, put together
Jeff.
for us. Big help, big help. It's
Oh, yeah.
the one less thing we have to do.
And especially on the super weird topics like tonight.
Yeah. And it was one I had tried kind of to, go for, but it was just much easier to throw Jeff at it. He's just way better at this.
Yeah, agreed.
Because we're talking one of the most unique mysteries in the world, crop circles. And yes, Michigan has them too.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
So, for the uninitiated, what are crop circles? Crop circles are intricate patterns that form in fields of crops like wheat or corn, usually in one night. The plants are flattened into geometric shapes, and while a vast majority are hoaxes created by humans, some still remain unexplained. In some crop circle cases, witnesses report seeing glowing balls of light, often before or after discovering the formation. These lights are typically described as spherical or orb-like, floating or moving in the vicinity of the crop circles. The phenomenon has been linked to a variety of theories, with some people believing they could be connected to the creation of the crop circles themselves, possibly as a form of energy or as a sign of some extraterrestrial involvement.
UFO researcher Jacques Vallée has suggested that crop circles might be linked to tests of energy weapons. He thinks the increasingly complex designs of crop circles might be connected to advancements in energy weapon technology. In a nutshell, Vallée's theory proposes that these formations could be experiments with high tech energy systems. However, many believe that they are much older than we think and might not be related to modern technology at all.
Who knows?
Yeah,
That's why it's a mystery.
exactly.
We don't know. The concept that otherworldly visitors come here to tamper with our crops dates back to the 9th century. Yes, I said the 9th century.
Yeah.
It didn't start with signs, baby.
Oh man.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, I have actually seen that one. I have. It's kind of freaky, I admit.
Yeah, no, that movie actually scares the crap out of me still.
Yeah,
I've seen it like 5 times or something. It scares me so bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
In a treatise titled On Hail and Thunder, Archbishop Agabard of Lyon critiques the superstitions of his time, including the belief that quote-unquote aerial sailors from Magonia, something that we can talk about later. The face I just made. We can talk about Magonia later. A mythical kingdom in the clouds would come here in flying ships to collect crops damaged by storms or hail. It was believed that these aerial sailors paid storm makers, supernatural beings or spirits responsible for causing the storms, for the ruined crops, then transported them to Magonia as part of a bizarre cosmic trade system. If you wish to know more about Magonia outside of here, there is a very, very old book called Passport to Magonia, and it's basically on the top 10 books for budding occultists to read.
I've never heard of Magonia
Yeah.
that I can recall.
I got a
Put it
fun
that way.
I got a fun rabbit hole for you to jump down.
Oh man. I'm doing enough of that with my fiction writing. I'm working on a story right now that involves, ghost lights.
I'm just saying.
And not the theater kind, this kind.
Right.
The kind that we were just mentioning. So anyway, back to back to the crop circles. The earliest mention of crop circles shows up in a 1678 English pamphlet called The Mowing Devil, or Strange News Out of Hertfordshire. It tells the story of a farmer in Hertfordshire who, after refusing to pay a laborer's asking price to mow his field, supposedly said he'd rather have the devil do it.
All
Don't
right.
do that.
Okay. Yeah, it's not good for you, but okay.
That night, the field was said to glow as if it were on fire, and by morning it was mysteriously mowed in a way no human could replicate. Ooh.
Spooky. The devil comes and mows your lawn.
I mean, I might be okay with that. We have problems mowing our
Actually,
lawns.
that sounds pretty great. What's
Just
it cost? My soul? That's
as
fine.
long as it's thorough. Hey, he never said he would give his soul. He just said the devil could do it.
That's true. That is, I guess the devil could get
It's
real bored.
all in the phrasing.
I guess the devil's really bored.
So, quoting from the pamphlet with all its wonderful old timey letters, good to see. Quote, "The Mowing Devil, or Strange News Out of Hertfordshire. Being a true relation of a farmer who, bargaining with a poor mower about the cutting down 3 half-acres of oats upon the mower's asking too much, the farmer swore that the devil should mow it rather than he. And lo, it fell out that that very night the crop of oats shewed as if it had been all of a flame, but next morning appeared so neatly mowed by the devil. Oh, it's hard to read these letters.
Yeah.
Or some infernal spirits that no mortal man was able to do the like. Also, how the said oats what?
Lie.
Lie. Got it. Also, how the said oats lie now in the field, and the owner has not power to fetch them away. Interesting. That last part, the owner has not power to fetch them away.
Yeah.
So they're
Also,
mowed, but he
yeah.
can't do anything about it.
I'm so happy that in English we got rid of that weird lowercase s.
It was just a secondary S. We had 2 S's for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't why. What is the point of this?
I know. We got rid of the other letters because printers were like, this is dumb. I'm going to
Yeah.
not use a thorn and I'm going to use a Y instead and then confuse everybody. But they kept the 2 S's.
Okay. And then I'm also very happy that we adopted a standard spelling of things.
Yeah, most of this I can read, but the way it's worded, we don't word things like that anymore. Our grammar is different. Our syntax is different.
Yeah.
But I got it. I understood. But yeah, that's really interesting to me. Yeah, the devil came out, looked like it was on fire, mowed the field with fire. And the oats lie in the field, but he can't get them.
But the owner doesn't have the power to pick them up, to get them out of the field.
Yeah, so they're just lying in the field.
Well,
weird.
Fire oats are ruined.
I guess be careful when you ask the devil to do things for you.
Yeah, I think that's good advice all the way around.
Yep.
How about just don't ask the devil to do things for you?
Yeah. I mean, technically, he didn't even ask. He was just like,
No.
oh, I'd rather this happen. The devil's like, all right, buddy.
This is one super bored devil. He's got nothing better to do.
I mean, that's what medieval church has taught me. Is that literally that all the devil has is sitting around waiting for a human to screw up or say something stupid, and up he pops.
Is that why he's here on Earth now?
Possibly.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot more of us now than there used to be.
That is also true.
Billions more. Billions more.
And we seem to be fucking up left, right, and center. Anyway. So, however, some crop circle experts, which is a funny phrase in itself, would argue it doesn't really count since it describes the stalks being cut, while crop circles usually involve bent, not severed plants. But I am not going to nitpick this.
Yeah, I mean, God, how old is this pamphlet? If we can't interview these people, and like I said, they spoke differently than we do now.
It's fine. It doesn't matter if they were cut or they were bent over. The devil came
the
down
same thing. Yeah.
And made a crop circle.
Yeah, he did the whole field.
He did the whole field. Honestly, thanks, man. You did a solid.
Yeah, can't get the oats, but field's done.
Yeah, feels it. To be fair, I'm pretty sure the farmer only asked the mower to mow the oats.
That's true. Nothing, nothing in the deal talked about getting the oats once they were mowed.
Oats were mowed. That was it. Done.
Yep.
You know how much we love Michigan made LynBDesigns 5 free vegan nail polish. Now we can all further pamper ourselves with scented cuticle oils, a quick absorbing and moisturizing blend of jojoba and grapeseed oils with vitamin E and perfume. Wrap yourself in the delicious aromas of chai spice, pistachio dream, fall vibes, or gummy bears if you're feeling sweet. Peruse all the new scents at LynBDesigns.store. Once again, that is LynBDesigns.store. We love you. I own so many of your nail polishes. Thank you. Okay. The first known person to investigate crop circles was Robert Plot, a professor of chemistry at Oxford University in the late 1600s. In 1680, he went to farms in southern England to check out the phenomenon himself. Plot excavated over 50 crop circle sites and gathered stories from farmers about other sightings. He noted all sorts of shapes simple circles, ones with squares, rings, spirals. He also observed that animals tended to avoid the crop circles. Professor Plot did some historical research as well, finding older reports of crop circles. His first mention of them was in 1686 in his book, The Natural History of Staffordshire.
Man, where was all this stuff when I did my one of my first thesis papers in 6th grade on crop circles?
You needed Jeff.
Yeah, man, where were you when I was in 6th grade in the early mid 90s? So he had a few theories about how crop circles were made, including hollow thunderbolts, or maybe elves, witches dancing, deer, or mosses.
Some of those are a little more mundane than others.
Yeah, literally anything is what I'm getting from this. I did have the thought of elves and the fae and
Yeah.
talking about making deals. Um, but Plot also did the first soil testing on crop circles, comparing dirt from the center, the edges, and the outside the circles. He found that the soil in the circles was drier and sometimes had white sulfur-like residues. I do remember this from my research paper. um, he also noticed that crop yields inside the crop circle boundaries went up by as much as 30% in the following years. Some of these same things are still reported in crop circles today.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild. Holy
They
cow.
talked I remember they're talking about this on the episode at Sightings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I should have watched to prepare myself.
Yeah. Talk about early to mid 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was part of why I wanted to do the research paper on crop circles.
Yeah, totally. In a letter from March 24th, 1823, a missionary shares an account of some Osage Indians at Fort Smith, Missouri, right before the signing of a peace treaty with the Cherokee tribe. An Osage priest from the quote unquote atmosphere clan was picked to lead a peace ceremony, and the missionary went along as an observer. The letter describes the ritual. Quote, the priest told his senior attendant to make a circle of grass about 4 feet wide and place a big tuft in the middle. Then he said a long prayer. After stepping onto the circle, he and his attendant moved on. The chief told the missionary that the grass circle symbolized God. He added, it's their custom to greet the dawn with devotion every morning. End quote.
Inside the circle? Interesting. The passage highlights a practice shared by many Native American tribes in light of the widespread, quote, magic circle in the prairie mythology, common among various tribes across the USA and Canada. It suggests that these tribes may have been recreating crop circles they had observed in the prairie grasslands for centuries. We don't know. It's a guess.
Okay.
Reverend Robert Sewell set off on a tour of the quote unquote Western states, now the upper Midwest. Love that. On
Right.
June 29th, 1852. Michigan was a new state back then.
It was. Good job.
His journey took him through New York, Canada, Michigan, and across Lake Michigan, finally landing in Wisconsin. After a brief stay in Fulton, Wisconsin, he began his return trip on July 9th, 1852, heading towards Janesville, Wisconsin, when he wrote the following.
Quote, the driver pointed out to us several circular burnt spots in the grass caused by lightning, and several nearby telegraph poles had been struck and shattered in the same way. We passed several Indian mounds, remnants of a race now extinct, whose history is unwritten and must forever remain in oblivion. End quote. In 1880, that word, spectroscope it,
Spectroscopist.
spectroscopist, I'll look up what
Yeah.
that means later. J. Rand Capron's letter to Nature includes the following text.
The storms in this part of Surrey have been unusually local and violent recently, and in some cases, the effects have been quite curious. On Wednesday evening, the 21st, I visited a neighbor's farm and found a field of standing wheat that was considerably knocked about. However, it wasn't the entire field. There were patches that, from a distance, formed circular spots. Upon closer inspection, these patches all had a similar pattern. A few standing stalks in the center, with some prostrate stalks arranged evenly in a circle around the center, and outside these, a circular ring of stalks that hadn't been affected. I've attached a sketch I made on the spot, which gives an idea of the most perfect of these patches. The soil is sandy loam upon green sand, and the crop is healthy with strong stems. I couldn't find any local factors that would explain the peculiar shapes of these patches, nor could I determine whether it was wind, rain, or a combination of both that caused them, though there was clear evidence of heavy rainfall. To me, these patterns suggested some form of cyclonic wind action, and perhaps other readers have observed similar occurrences. Yeah, these are things that I've heard as explanations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
spectroscopist is a person who studies matter by using spectroscopy, which is the science of analyzing the interaction between matter and electromagnetic radiation.
Okay, so yeah, that would definitely make sense for
Okay.
looking into something like this.
I was like, what is that and why should I believe you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. In Ted Phillips' book, Physical Traces Associated with UFO Sightings, he mentions the earliest case involving a UFO. In 1883, a family living on a farm in Oskaloosa, Mahaska County, Iowa, good lord, reported witnessing a flying object, quote, lit up like a birthday cake, unquote. How many candles do you put on that birthday? Okay,
A lot.
a lot. The object flew over them before disappearing behind a nearby hill. Feeling uneasy, the family decided to spend the night in the cellar.
Hmm.
The following day, they discovered a large circle in the grass field behind the hill, with several areas appearing burned. Neighbors also came forward to say that they had seen the same object in the sky that evening, adding credibility to the family's account.
On June 3rd, 1920, Mount Pleasant, Henry County, Iowa, resident Clark Lynch took the afternoon off from working on his father's farm, located 6 miles northeast of town, to go fishing along Mud Creek. While there, he noticed a, quote, shiny blue, translucent, egg shaped ball of light, roughly the size of a cream can, descending from the sky. If you can,
What?
everyone can imagine that. I don't
Yep.
know what a
Uh huh.
cream, don't know
Yeah.
what a cream can is,
We
but
all
okay.
have. We all have this frame of reference.
These are different sizes of things. Anyway, the object landed silently about 15 feet away from him near the riverbank. For about 15 minutes, the object remained motionless before slowly flying away at an estimated speed of 4 to 5 miles per hour, still completely silent. Left behind was a single flattened circle in the grass where it had rested. Lynch didn't share his experience until 1955 at the age of 75 years old. Quote, you didn't talk about flying saucers in 1920, he explained.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I mean, yeah.
We
The,
didn't
f- the
really.
50s, though.
Oh, oh yes. After we created the nuclear bomb, all we could talk about were UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
In Terry Wilson's The Secret History of Crop Circles, a book that hopefully Jeff owns that I need to get, he briefly mentions the first documented case in Michigan. In 1932, an unknown number of crop circles were reportedly discovered near Manchester.
Not far
Witnesses
from here.
claimed to have seen balls of light, a phenomenon that would later become a recurring feature in crop circle reports shortly after the circles were found. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, lots of UFO activity around here.
Yeah.
On the morning of January 19th, 1966, in Queensland, Australia, banana farmer George Pedley was driving his tractor near Horseshoe Lagoon when he heard a loud hissing sound that overpowered the noise of his engine. Looking around, he spotted what he described as a UFO shaped like two saucers stuck together. The object rose silently from the lagoon and vanished in a puff of blue vapor. Afterward, Pedley discovered a 32-foot circular patch in the reeds where they were flattened and fused together in a clockwise swirl. Dubbed the Tully quote unquote saucer nest, the event drew widespread media attention. Of course it did.
Aw, Tully. She got her
Is,
own UFO.
oh, is that where Tully's name came from?
Is that where Tully came from?
Oh, I mean, she's a little saucer shaped. My little baby. My big fluffy baby. Is she behind me? Yes, she's on the couch behind me.
Oh, Tully, we're talking about you.
Okay. Over time, Pedley grew frustrated with the publicity, that sounds familiar, and his accounts of the sighting evolved. The case sparked plenty of speculation, with some believing it was evidence of a UFO landing. Others suggested more down to earth explanations like whirlwinds, waterspouts, kind of the usual in this department. The incident also inspired Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley, two of the most important and controversial figures in the crop circle phenomenon.
I do still love that throughout centuries, the answer to crop circles has been, I don't know, it could be the literal devil, or it could just be a strong wind.
Yeah, strong wind seems to have been like literally centuries
Yeah.
going here.
So, in 1991, the two former CIA contractors, Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley, confessed to creating over 250 crop circles between 1978 and 1991 throughout England. The two pranksters claimed to have roamed the English countryside at night, armed with nothing more than a wooden plank and a rope, demonstrating their technique for TV cameras. Their confessions seemed to demystify the crop circle craze of the time, and if you were around in the early 90s, good lord, was there a crop circle craze?
Oh my, yes.
Explaining how many of the formations could have been man made. However, not everyone was convinced. While their antics accounted for many of the simpler designs, some formations were far more intricate, featuring patterns so complex they seemed beyond the abilities of two geriatric trolls. Thank you, Jeff. Adding to the mystery, in some cases, the stalks were bent perfectly, in some cases, even fused rather than broken.
Yeah, and we've already talked about how there was like the soil was different and
Yeah.
yeah, things have changed. I like geriatric trolls and like they were trolling people back in the
Oh,
days
hardcore.
before the internet. I love it.
Yeah. Hardcore. And then, yeah, they just, sure, they're to blame for a lot of them, but there's no
Sure.
way that they could do all of them.
Yeah.
And what
So,
about the places, what about the other countries in which they happen?
right. What about the devil mowing your
What about the devil
mowing
when he
your
comes to mow your
fields?
oats?
Okay. In Escanaba, Delta County, July 24th, 1965.
Dun dun dun.
A woman referred to as Mrs. Jay-Z and her husband were awoken around 2 a.m. by quote unquote the most beautiful music, which Mrs. Jay-Z described as soft, sweet, and omnipresent. They searched for the source, checking their TVs, radios, and even their car, but found no explanation. Living in an isolated area, they ruled out neighbors as the source of the music. The sound seemed to come from just outside their bedroom window. Afterward, they saw a flash of light and heard a sound like a swarm of bees taking off, which marked the abrupt end of the mysterious music. The next morning, upon investigating the area behind their home, they discovered a large circle where the grass was heavily trampled. In the center of this area was a smaller 12-foot diameter circle of burnt brown grass.
That's the first one I've ever heard that has music.
Yeah, that's unique. I have not heard music before. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
They were having a party, those darn aliens.
Oh my god, those aliens are also trolls. They're just like teenagers out for a joyride.
Oh man, jerks.
Ah, you damn kids. It doesn't matter the species, and kids will be kids.
It is very true.
Island Lake State Recreational Area, Livingston County, February 7th, 1997. Three swirled circles of oats, about 40 feet in diameter, were discovered on state parkland, with two placed close together and one a little farther away. The circles were unique in that they seemed to be, quote, second generation formations, where the original plants were still intact but pressed down in a counterclockwise pattern. Researcher W.C. Levengood investigated the site and found something unusual. The soil in all three circles contained a much higher concentration of magnetic particles than the surrounding area. The pattern of these particles suggested they had been distributed by some kind of spinning or centrifugal force.
Hmm.
Interesting.
We're getting closer. Dexter, Washtenaw County, July 3rd, 2003.
Dang.
And we know what kind of history Dexter has.
Oh, yeah.
A crop formation, unusually characterized as quote unquote randomly downed, displayed intriguing regularities. Among these was a sharply defined geometric area and a 3-foot diameter circle embedded within a larger football field sized flattened area.
Dang,
The
that's
site,
big.
yeah, it is. The site was located near high tension power lines and directly across from a medium sized power substation.
Okay.
Invest yeah. Investigators found increased electric and magnetic fields within the formation and notable quote unquote blown nodes, a phenomenon where plant cells are damaged in a way that can suggest intense heat or energy exposure. So they were changed. An odd behavior was also reported. A deer observed near the formation refused to enter the field or the flattened area. Instead, it remained motionless for over 2 hours, staring at the field.
What?
These unusual factors, combined with the electrical anomalies and the deer's strange behavior, have led some to speculate about the role of environmental influences or electromagnetic effects in the creation of crop circles. Ha ha.
It's a long time for a deer to just be staring at something.
Yeah, that's weird. And I
They
wonder,
don't
like,
do that.
so it was near a building. So were they like monitoring it? And they were just like, "Wow, how long is that deer standing there?" And then just like looked at the timestamp on the video.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, true.
I mean, yeah. Wow. Okay. Fenton, Genesee County, 1998. A Fenton, a place that we will be talking about sometime.
It's
We
true.
have the book. It's haunted.
Yep. Also a
P.S. It's
history.
haunted. The only record we can find of this crop circle happening is from an article on myfenton.com, originally posted in the Tri County Times, in which the writer asks the community at large if they remember it happening. Vera Hogan, the assistant editor for the website, asked in 2018, "Does anyone else recall seeing it?" It being the crop circle. She describes getting an anonymous call about a crop circle formed in the backyard of someone who lived on West Street, just south of the Ellen School building. She and three coworkers went to check it out. They had to go in this person's backyard and through another fence to get to the affected land. And to quote from the article,
It was there when we saw a perfectly formed circle. Green and brown weeds had been woven into the circle that took up the majority of the parcel. It was huge. This did not appear to be a natural occurrence, where a big wind gust or mini tornado flattened the weeds down into a circle. These weeds were actually woven together, braided like an old fashioned rug or hot pad for the stove. I bent down to touch it, and the woven weeds were tight and tied together. End quote. She says there was no equipment around, no other footprints but theirs. Hogan even tried calling the police about it, but all they had to offer her was the advice to call UFO people.
great.
You know, that UFO hotline we all have. And as far as she knew, as of 2018, the cause of the circle remains unsolved. Kind of weird.
Yep.
That does
That's
kind of sound like somebody was out there braiding it, but that's again, that's unique. Haven't heard of that before.
yeah, um that's real boredom. That's true boredom.
Yeah, because it was pretty sizable for someone to have
Yeah.
braided it together, woven it together. That's wild.
Howell Township, Livingston County, July 24th, 2003. On July 24th, farmer Mike Esper discovered two unusual circles in his wheat field. The first was a small 10-foot diameter circle, which he drove over with his harvester. However, a much larger circle, about 100 feet to the east, caught his attention, and he steered around it, leaving a border of standing wheat. Esper noted that there were no tracks leading into either circle and no other flattened areas in the field. The formation's timing was narrowed down to between July 10th and 24th, based on the observations of a sprayer who had treated the field. The wheat inside the large circle showed signs of anomalous effects, including blown node collars. Um, I didn't explain earlier, but so if you imagine like a wheat stalk, it's got these little bumps part of the way up that are called nodes. And when you superheat them incredibly fast, they literally explode out.
Is it like
And
popcorn?
kinda.
Okay.
So often in crop circles you'll see like all of the nodes have exploded out, and that's a lot of time where the crops are bent because now
Okay.
it's just like the husk on the outside, nothing in the inside. So it just
Okay. So
flops.
just flops over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those and expulsion fissures, cracks in the wheat stems caused by internal heat. So basically, like these stalks were just superheated super quickly and could not handle that.
Yeah. Couldn't literally couldn't hold up to it.
Literally couldn't hold up. These fissures were unique to the circles and weren't seen in the surrounding wheat. The blown node collars and expulsion fissures provided strong evidence that the circles were not made by human hands, as these phenomena cannot be replicated by hoaxing techniques. Additionally, the Levengood node elongation analysis test, otherwise known as LNEAT, showed that plants inside the circle had larger growth nodes compared to those outside, further confirming the authenticity of the formation. Despite initial claims by a local radio station that they had created the formation, they failed to replicate it live, and the media eventually accepted that the formation was genuine. This case remains significant due to the documented presence of expulsion fissures and blown node collars, marking an important milestone in crop circle research.
Mud Lake, Liberty Township, Jackson County, December 17th, 2003. I know multiple birthday people on that day. Happy birthday, you got a crop circle.
Congrats.
On December 17th, Vaughn Hobe, I'm assuming I'm saying that correctly, saw
Mm.
a brilliant white column of light over Mud Lake, Michigan. The light was centered at the southern edge of the lake and stretched upward, widening as it rose. So it was likely that the light extended down to lake level, since an ice circle was found in the same area shortly afterward. This unusual
Cool.
phenomenon occurred during a heavy snowstorm, with snow accumulating and winds gusting. The ice circle, initially hidden by snow, was only visible after the snow melted by December 28th. The ice formation itself had three distinct parts: a thinner, clearer inner circle about 27 to 32 feet in diameter, a brighter, thicker, quote unquote, splash pattern extending about 5 to 6 feet beyond it, and a darker, thicker outer ring extending another 13 to 15 feet, making the total diameter about 62 to 64 feet.
Good lord.
That's large. Interestingly, the splash pattern had no sediment, which made the formation all the more mysterious. When W.C. Levengood tested water samples from the splash pattern, plants grown with the water showed a remarkable growth rate, 174% faster than those grown with other samples. This finding added to the intrigue of the ice circle and its potential environmental significance.
So far, it sounds like you want crop circles to happen because your stuff is going to grow
Yeah,
so much better if you
yeah.
had. in the crop circle.
They do good things for you. It may be annoying at first, but long-term investment.
For real. Yeah. Yes. That season's crops terrible. Gone. But the
Yep.
season after, great. Beautiful. Thriving. Ice circles do happen naturally, but they don't really happen with that many different kinds of rings.
Yeah, because I remember seeing something about. I was watching a documentary on the Loch Ness monster, actually, and they went to other ancient lakes to see if like there was similar phenomena there, and ice circles were a thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, that were some of them they figured out reasons for, and the others they haven't yet. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Uh,
you don't know. Nature's crazy, man. Beautiful.
Nature be crazy. New Haven Township, August through October 2007. Jerry Buginski woke to find not one, but two crop circles in his fields. Not having the faintest idea of what they were, he started to document them. He told MLive, quote, "It was 10 feet in diameter on the inside, 12 feet on the outside. Everything in that band was dead. The weeds, the clover, everything," end quote. He said it looked like a giant frisbee had been lying on the ground. And then, roughly 80 to 100 feet away from that, was another circle, this one slightly larger than the first. Over the next few months, he found more. One in his clover again, and two in his soybeans. These ones were 15 feet in diameter. Quote, "It was evident that the crop had grown up to 15 to 20 inches tall and then completely died out," he said. "They weren't crushed, but they were dead," end quote. His wife thought it was chemicals from planes flying overhead, but neither of them really had any idea where they could have come from. A website called HumanResonance.org repeated the MLive article, but they added a little analysis of what they thought was happening in 2007.
These events are part of a newly grounding energy in the New Haven area that will, in successive seasons, lead to more complex mandala crop formations. These are exactly the same beginnings that were noticed by farmers in the early years of crop formations in England and in many other locations where crop circles have since become amazingly varied and increasingly intricate. These formations are warning humanity of the resonant planetary changes that are the result of increasing solar flare activity that is preceding the next magnetic polar reversal of the sun, which will result in a reversal here on Earth as predicted by the indigenous wisdom of our native elders as well as various solar scientists. Can't see my eye roll.
This is for you to read for a reason.
I was eye rolling at the mounds and the extinct peoples that we would never know because we don't have archaeologists, for God's sake. Okay, continuing from this eye roll inducing website. The ancient Orion pyramids of Giza, Egypt, are ambiently focusing this oncoming energy into precise cymatic patterns of infrasound standing waves that envelop the planet.
Yes.
Wow. New Haven Township, Michigan, 43.07 north, 84.11 west, is 5,948 miles from Giza, a distance that is 23.89% of the Earth's mean circumference of 24,892 miles. That's going to be a bar trivia. This same effect is simultaneously occurring with waves of piezoelectric firestorms in Ratria, India, Messina, Italy, Bodeby, South Africa, Seattle, and Santa Barbara, USA.
Do with that what you will, I guess.
Oh my God. Did AI write this?
Honestly, probably no. This was probably a
Yeah.
person.
It sounds like a person.
Not to say that all new agey stuff is bullshit, but this
I
is bullshit.
question a lot of it. Yeah. Like they take different things that could be very real phenomena and throw them together and come to like wild conclusions.
I just what, why do we have to know how many miles? away from Giza.
Because the science. The science. It's part of their proof that this is
What
legit.
the fuck is a piezoelectric firestorm?
I'm not even gonna look it up.
I am. Hold on.
Like, I'm vaguely curious, but I'm also like, oh my god, my eyes hurt from rolling so hard.
Nope. It's not a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a thing. Like, I can usually guess what languages they've pulled from, like Latin, Greek, what have you. I
Yeah.
got nothing on that one. I don't think
Um,
pi, P-I-E, is from any of those languages. It could be they spelled it wrong.
no, okay. So piezo, whatever, so electricity is the electric charge that accumulates in certain solid materials like crystals and ceramics in response to mechanical stress.
Okay,
If you put stress on ceramics, it will create an electric charge within itself.
makes sense. I mean, if you put stress on anything. What
However,
was it? Firestorms?
there is
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
And it doesn't sound like it could be a thing.
It doesn't even sound like it could be a thing.
If you're saying it's the stress put on certain materials, is a firestorm of crystals? Like, what?
First of all, dope. Second of all, not a thing.
It sounds like something out of, like, a JRPG.
Oh my god, it totally does. Oh man.
There are crystals involved. It's probably Final Fantasy.
Yep. No, I just needed you to read that because I stumbled upon it and I was like, well, this is going in.
That is, oh my god.
But it's so good. Um yeah, that's not what happened in 2007.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think we were fine.
I feel very confident in saying that is not what was happening.
Yeah, no, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
So, gentle listeners, there are probably many more examples of this. Go figure, Michigan has a lot of farmland, which seems to be the preferred location for these things to happen. I'm sure a lot of folks don't report them, and many may not even notice when one happens.
Oh,
Seems
for
pretty
sure.
plausible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there you go. But Michigan has had quite a few,
Yeah, it sounds like this whole region, right, even out to Iowa.
right?
Again,
Yeah, the Midwest.
farmland.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, go
And,
figure. Yeah.
yeah, farmland before that, grasslands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere there's big stretches of low, lower to the ground than trees, plants. Yeah, I'm glad we finally got to talk about that. I've been wanting to talk about crop circles for a long time.
I have too. I couldn't figure out how to, like, make a whole episode out of it, I guess. So thank you, Jeff, for figuring that
Thanks,
out for
Paul.
us.
You're so
Um,
good.
yeah, obviously I've had a long time interest in crop circles with my
Yeah.
it was
No
like,
way.
"Hey, we're going to learn how to do, research papers and, what a thesis statement is and blah blah blah. You can pick whatever topic you want." And I'm like, "Sweet, I'm doing crop circles." I'm sure my teacher was not amused.
No,
She was
I
not
bet
amused
not.
by a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
yeah,
Yeah. I get it.
but no, fun times. It's something I've read about way back in 6th grade, and I can't say I've kept up on it. Um,
Honestly, there's not really much to keep up on, as
yeah,
far as I know.
I mean, I remember pulling stuff from, like, actual magazines and things because this is when we had to use microfiche machines at the library.
Yeah.
We couldn't just go Google it. So I was finding actual journals that
Yeah.
had written about them. So it's been a serious topic for quite a while.
Oh yeah. Since the 9th century.
Yeah. I don't recall coming across that it went back that far, but that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's really
Yeah.
amazing. I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, they've been around forever.
Yeah, and if it's a natural phenomenon, we still have no idea how it's happening.
Right. Which, and I'm thinking like, I think it's probably a mixture because I do believe in extra and ultra terrestrials. I think it's probably a mixture of everything that's been described. So it's
Mhm.
probably sometimes lightning. It's probably sometimes whirlwinds. Um, it's
Sure.
probably sometimes aliens. It's just a whole mixture of
Yeah, I don't believe there's any one answer to really anything.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
we know for a fact that some of them are faked. So
Right,
right there, we know that there are at least two explanations for things: fakes
right.
and not fakes.
Yeah,
So,
good point. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it's really fascinating to me.
yeah. I love crop circles.
Yeah, and some of these were
So
very close to home.
they were. um, and if you have more information on crop circles, if you have had a crop circle in your field, email us, contact hauntedmitten@gmail.com. We want to talk to you about it.
Absolutely, I
It
want to
sounds
hear that
great.
story, and I want
I
pictures.
I would like to go see one.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
I'll commune with the crop circle. I'll bring my crystals.
Yeah, see what it does.
I'll do it. Anyway, that is it for us. As always, find us on all the social medias and on the Patreon for $1 to $3 you get cool stuff like seeing our faces. And way better things like road trips and true crime and live shows and interviews and stuff. It's great. And then you can also find us in your local bookstore. Ypsilanti Ghosts and Legends is in most of our local bookstores. Um, and I'm sure yours will be happy to order it as well. It's super easy. You just click some buttons and then it's yours.
You can even just go and ask
You can even
if you're
just go and ask.
if you're into talking to people in person.
Absolutely
Um,
not.
you can just go up and ask them at the counter. I used to order books for people all the time when I worked at a bookstore,
It's true.
and then like maybe half of them would come back and pick them up.
Yeah.
So
Some of them just take 2 months like
sure.
I do. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. We kept them. We hung on to them for quite a while.
Yeah. Thankfully, Book Love Bar does as well.
Good.
All right. Thanks all for listening. And as always, happy haunting.